to our first NFL breakdown of the season. We have the Micah Parsons list, Dallas Cowboys. And we have the Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley-led Philadelphia Eagles. JD, you and I have been doing this show for a very long time together, brother. It's been a minute since we've got to talk a little football, and I'm excited to be back on here with you, and I guess I'm excited to have him down there below us as well. I got to go to you, though, JD. You want 30 cents? Good for you. Bring it over to dinner. You can give me a gumball. JD, we got the Cowboys. We got the Eagles. We got a line of an 8.5 spread towards the Eagles here. We have a total of 47.5. I tweeted last week, the minute the Micah Parsons trade broke, that the Eagles team total over 27.5 was a lock play for me. My favorite play on the board. But now,
goddamn team total.
The line is up to 30.5. It has moved a full 3 points. As the day has gone on, it keeps going up. So for me, I would not take that anymore, going from a 4-score game to win to a full 5-score game needed to win. So I'm going to kick it over to you. What do you like in this one?
Man, this is one of those games where I think as far as the storylines, I mean, kind of like everybody knows actually like what is going on here. As far as no Parsons for actually the Cowboys, the big question is how big of an impact will that be, especially in this first game. Then on the other side, the Eagles, I mean, everybody knows the Eagles are good. They are going to be a great football team. I really don't need to take a bunch of time and sit here and tell you why. But because, yes, they are still going to be a great team. The question here is, has this number moved like too far, though?
Very big question.
I mean, because this number started out at 6.5, and then it went up to 7, and then as the Parsons news broke, that's when it's moved up to 8.5. Matter of fact, there's a couple books you can actually grab a 9 currently. So for me, that's the real question here. So as far as value on the Eagle side, I do not see any here. For me, as far as a side here, for me, it has to be the Cowboys or either pass on it. The thing is, when a team loses their big player or either they lose a coach, like something like that, the next few games, but especially that next game, the team usually comes actually to together, and they normally play very well.
Yeah.
And that's honestly what I'm expecting from this Cowboys team here. I mean, are the Eagles a much better team? Yes. Yes, they actually clearly are. But for this game, especially in the first game of the season, a lot of these starters did not play during the actual preseason, and that actually goes for a lot of teams. So guys, we're actually gonna have an NFL whole entire show tomorrow. We're gonna go over it, but in week one, I know we're all pumped up and raring to go and want to bet every game, but just remember week one to take it a little easy, because as far as week one, that's when there's when we know the very least of actually anything for the entire season. So as far as actually power rankings and everything is going to start moving from actually this week on.
Yeah.
With saying all that, what I am hoping to see here is I hope the Eagles jump out to a lead in the first half. And what I'm trying to do is play the Cowboys' second half line. There's what I am hoping for here. So as far as the pregame play on the side or either the total, I actually don't have one. Like I said, the Cowboys, especially at +9, I would just have to lean there. I just think if there's value, that's where it has to be.
For sure.
As far as props though, as far as Ferguson goes for the Cowboys, as far as their tight end, his reception line, I gave this out a few days ago. It was at 3.5. I need to bring it up to see if I can.
And let me just also, while JD's pulling that up, we are going to be building an SGP from the same of us. I did tweet that out. Seems like a lot of you guys are very interested in that. So stay tuned. We're going over our game picks, and then we're getting into a couple SGPs, touchdown parlays. So don't worry. We're getting into all the things you guys want us to talk about. JD, please continue.
Ferguson receptions. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. You're looking for his receptions prop?
Yeah, I should have had this already pulled up.
You are fine. So total receptions for Jake Ferguson is 3.5 at -150 is the over.
Anything 150 or either less, I do not mind there. I definitely see the Cowboys are going to be probably throwing a lot during this game. And he's a target that just actually like Dak likes. He's just as far as his yards, I don't mind it, but as far as his specifically receptions, I like that more because actually like a lot of his receptions you're going to be on the kind of shorter side. So that's one I definitely like. As far as a first touchdown of the game, I also like him there.
Okay.
Do you happen to have that pulled up currently?
Yeah, I can pull it up for you. It's gonna be a loser because I already have the first touchdown scorer of the season, so don't worry about that.
That's great. I can't wait to hear
plus
both of your
1,800.
ridiculous losers.
Plus
Because
1,800 for the first.
I actually have the first touchdown scorer of the year.
I will be playing him. And then there's a guy on the Eagles side that I'm also going to be playing, and he might be a tight end also. Do you might want to
Brent
who that is?
Yes. Is it Brent Selleck, or maybe it's the one from Dallas of the Goddard?
It is not. It is Goddard. I like his reception yards over.
Okay.
This guy is, as far as Hurts loves to actually throw to him.
39.5 is the current line for Goddard.
That's fine too. VIP actually locked this in at 36.5.
Excellent.
So it has gone up, but I still, if anything under 40, I like here. The thing is, he has been hurt.
What's up, TNT? Haven't seen your name in here, bro. Hope you're doing well. Shout out TNT, my guy. Everyone check him out. Give him a follow. Great capper.
But he's just a guy that like has been dealing with a bunch of shit over the past few seasons. And this is the first game of the season. He's as healthy as he's gonna be.
Oh, hold on. We got a little in-house debate. Between our guy Joe, big in the Discord, and NP Fleming, also big in the Discord. Joe is saying Dak hasn't had a receiving core like Pickens and Lamb ever. They're underrated. And P is reminding us that they had CD and Amari Cooper. So interesting there, Joe. We will wait for your rebuttal, and we will put it back on the screen when you answer.
So anyway, those are my two props for the night. They just happen to both be tight end props, but I think that this it works well for both of them. I was going to get into as far as what the coverage should be, as far as especially the actual cover 6 the both should see here. I'm not going to go too much further deep into that and kind of bore everybody there. But yeah, I like that. But as far as the Goddard first touchdown, I'm also playing him, and those are going to be my two. I'm going to play from one from each side, and that's how I'm playing this game. And yeah, I'm also going to be looking for that second half Cowboys play.
And if you decide to make a second half Cowboys play, we get that 15 to 20 minute halftime. Where are you going to post that play?
I'm going to drop it in the Discord, the Moneyball Metrics Discord.
Get the fuck in the Discord, guys. Get the fuck in the Discord. I'm going to jump in here next. Footy put it in here earlier. I have lost it, I believe. I'm sorry, wherever it was. You can currently get the Eagles team total over 27.5 on DraftKings at -130. It's a little juicy. We got it at -110 a week ago, but I love that play. I do think they're going to get 28 points in this game, and I do not think the Cowboys are going to rally around the defensive players. I'm going to be completely honest. I think the Dallas Cowboys have a bottom 5 defense in football. I don't think they have a good offensive line either. They lost a ton of guys from their offensive line. Let's take a look at this Cowboys defense on the depth chart. I guarantee you most of you have not heard of these guys. Their left defensive end is Sam Williams. Then they have newly acquired Kenny Clark at left defensive tackle. Right defensive tackle is Osa Adigizua. Then they have Dante Fowler. Then their linebacker core is brutal, man. Damon Clark, Jack Sandborg, and Kenneth Murray Jr. Their starting left corner is Kaiir Elam. If you know who Kaiir Elam is, if you watch that Bills postseason game where he got torched and targeted on every single play, Kaiir Elam is not a very good corner. For him to be your number one is quite scary. Their safeties are Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson. I mean, this team does not have a ton of talent. Yes, they have Deron Bland. Yes, they have Trayvon Diggs. Outside of them and Kenny Clark, this defense is bare bones. Any injuries at all these guys are in big trouble. No Overshown either, a huge loss. This defense to me is going to be bad. This defense, for weeks, the players changed their pictures to Micah Parsons. That was their leader. That was their guy. This is not a team that's going to galvanize around him being traded. Their owner is a jackass. What are they going to do? You think they're going to go out there and play their ass off for Jerry because he's going to take care of them? He made it clear. If you play injured, that performance you put in is going to be held over you. So I don't think they're going to be laying it on the line for Dallas this year. I think Dallas is in for a disaster of a season. I think Dallas is going to finish dead last in the NFC East. And I think Philadelphia kicks the shit out of the Dallas Cowboys tonight. And I think the best way you can take an approach on this game is to fade that defense against an Eagles offense that has been playing together for years. This Eagles offense knows how to play with each other. This Eagles offense is going to be able to score points. And I do think the Eagles will score in the 30s here. Give me the Eagles team total over 27.5. But I think they beat the shit out of the Cowboys in this game as well. I'm not confident taking the 8.5. I'm not taking anything like that. But if we see the final score of this game as a 35-7, I won't be fucking surprised. So before we go into some touchdown props and a little more, we'll let Jefe go in there. People are asking if he's been asleep out there. We have a few questions like that because his head's been down for about 10 minutes. He's awake. We do know now. So Jefe, we'll go to you. What is your pick?
Well, yeah, I mean, how long can I just sit here and hear Alpha tell me how the Eagles are just going to score all these damn points and the Cowboys are going to be worse than the Giants, which obviously isn't happening. It's just redundant. I'm sorry. I did fall asleep.
Good.
Quick fire here because you guys already spoke about it. It's Cowboys plus 8.5, first game of the season. I don't give a crap. Name in the back of your jersey. We all know what the preseason is, and it is no ramp up. Real football doesn't start until week 5. Shout out to Coach Belichick, which is one of the first ones who really put that out there, and it is true. It's sloppy football, guys. It's missed assignments.
I would agree to that.
It's new players who have not had a lot of real game pads on reps with their new teammates, and that might be extremely important for a new quarterback more than anything. But it's just as important for defensive players, all the way from the mics to the corners, and the and wide receivers and running backs for pass protections and routes. It is extremely important. So if this game was week 10, everything you said, I'm with it. I also think people are not speaking honestly about the fact that Dak's healthy. Dak's paid. Dak's healthy. Yeah. This is it. There is no more. There's nothing else more.
But what do you think about the true question, though? What do you think about this kind of rebuilt Dallas Cowboys offensive line? Because that's a huge talking point as well. Do you think he's going to have time in the pocket? And they don't really have a running back this year either. So what do you think about the offensive Dallas?
Put that to the side for a second. You know, all these people about, oh my God, Micah Parsons left. What are the Cowboys going to do? Guys, newsflash. Cowboys sucked on defense last year.
Yep.
With Micah Parsons.
Yep.
They're going to suck again without him.
Yep.
They're not going to get that much worse. Their secondary is already trash. Micah Parsons was not face guarding Justin Jefferson. You know what I mean?
I agree.
They had a sucky defense last year. He's one guy. Football, unless you're the quarterback, you're not really making that much of an impact on wins and losses singularly. There are absolutely players who break that mold.
I don't know if I believe that. Mike is a generational player. He's a generational player.
Buddy, no, I'm sorry. Unless you're getting 22 sacks in a year, you're not really costing the bottom line. Your defense is way better with him than without him. That's no doubt about it. But they couldn't stop the run for their lives last year. And I know you don't want to hear this. Kenny Clark.
He's a good interior lineman.
Need on the interior alignment. Not Michael Parsons. Nowhere close. I think it's crazy that they traded him. I think it's insane that you paid your quarterback, your wide receiver, your tight end, every single other person you paid. But the person that you probably need.
Great point, Joe. Great point. That's a great point, and he's absolutely accurate. He's absolutely accurate.
Hold on, Joe. That's totally different. And Alpha, it's totally different. The Steelers' whole mechanism is defense. That's who they're known for, is defense, not offense. The Cowboys are known for offense, not defense.
I don't think the Cowboys are known for either, to be honest with you.
Yes,
no, sorry, JD.
Anyway,
Sorry, JD.
I'm taking the Cowboys plus 8.5. To be honest, I don't see the Philadelphia Eagles offense coming out here and just hitting the damn road like nothing was ever happened. I have a bunch of player props after that. Do you
Let's
want
dive
me to-
into it. Yeah, let's dive into it.
I have a ton.
Let's dive into it.
I'll start off with I have some for both, so I'm not just going to be a homer. FYI, you guys obviously know this. I'm not a fan of either team. If they could just honestly, everybody gets suspended for sports gambling from both teams today before kickoff, that's my favorite result.
Okay.
Everybody, year-long suspension. The AFC East is out. The AFC East is just the Giants and the Commanders. But here we go. Let's start off with the Cowboys. Is Alpha frozen? Oh, sorry. All right. I'm going with Dak over passing yards, 249.5. I'm going with CD Lamb first touchdown. It's at plus 1,200. I think the Cowboys are early in this game going to go for the shots. You might see CD get past one of their talented sophomore secondaries. Javonte Williams anytime touchdown. He's nothing to write home about, but I do think for the first few weeks, as they kind of figure out what role Miles Sanders is going to have, what role is the rookie Blue going to have, Javonte's going to get the touches. And Joe, it is insane, right? I swear I looked at it twice. CeeDee Lamb plus 1,200 is crazy to me as the first touchdown score. I mean, unless I don't know something. Javonte anytime plus 220, I like. I do think you're going to be in situations where the Cowboys are going to be in running downs. And Javonte's going to get those touches. He's going to get the opportunities. He's going to get there. I don't know.
Do you think they're going to throw it near the goal line tonight with that makeshift offensive line? I think they're going to have more trust in a Dak dropping back in shotgun to sling it 2 yards to a CD Lamb on a curl or a fade to George Pickens, and they will be running up the middle tonight against that Eagles D line.
Joe, I just want to make sure you understand it's first touchdown, not any time for CD. Sorry, I do think so. I listen, Alpha. There's never been a game in the history of the world where nobody's ran the ball. They're going to be in red zone situations, I think, in my opinion.
Makes no difference. Not an impact player. Continue.
You guys you're joking, right? Nick, you're joking, right? Because that's all they lost, right? It was just him. It was just Michael Parsons, right? That's it. They didn't lose anybody else. You guys want to take a second? Maybe go back to the board. Maybe think about it.
This is you and Nick. I just put the comments on the screen.
Just maybe
if they fit my agenda.
Maybe you want to think about it. I don't know. There's a guy that the Seahawks signed that I thought was pretty freaking good for the Cowboys. Maybe. I don't know. Does that matter to you at all?
No.
How about the injuries? How about Trayvon Diggs missing a year? Does that matter to you? How about Overshown?
Yeah, I guess no other team has injuries on the defensive side. You're right.
I'm just saying one player on defense, unless he's getting 20 plus sacks, or on the opposite side, 10 plus interceptions and freaking Troy Polamaluing it down the field, ain't making that big of a difference. Maybe he can make a big difference on 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 plays, but not for everything. He's not going to change the entire perception of the team. The Cowboys' perception was never defense. Moving on. George Pickens, a lot of eyes on CeeDee Lamb, and I think Pickens, for the first time in his career, is actually going to have a wide receiver that's better than him on his team, which is sad,
I agree.
Which is really sad. Books don't know what to do with this number because we've never seen him play with Dak, thus this ridiculous preseason. 58.5 seems low for him. I think Cowboys are going to be passing it, and I think Pickens is going to have his opportunities. I don't know who on top of my head is their second best secondary player. I don't know how the Eagles run their defense in terms of do their DBs just follow the number one, or do they play to sides? But obviously Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, both studs out there. So watch out for them. But I do think Pick can get his. On the opposite side, I'm big on AJ Brown. Cowboys secondary is dog shit. And I think while Devontae and Goddard could play in the medium field outside of the numbers and both inside, I think AJ is going to be wide open for one-on-ones down the seam. I like his over on yards, 71.5, and I like his anytime touchdown plus 160, which is really freaking low in my opinion.
There we go. JD, any props you want to add before I go over a couple of props that I like here?
I was about to say, I've already given you the props that I have. That's really all I have. I do have a question for the chat. So I think I'm going to go ahead and ask it now and then let you do your props. So that gives them time to answer.
Sure.
The question is, guys, I've been going through the chat here, and it's Eagles. Y'all like Eagles in every way possible you can think of. Is the NFL that fucking easy, guys? Like I do not have a play here, I'm actually asking this true question: is the NFL that easy? I mean, in week one, first game of the season, are they just handing are they like okay here?
Can I give you like a rhetorical, not rhetorical answer is not the right phrasing. If you're talking about take the spread out, sometimes it is that easy. With the spread, absolutely freaking not.
The spread
I think last year favorites crushed it.
In the first 3 weeks, it was all favorites.
No. I'm talking straight up.
Yeah, I have the list last year.
I saw a stat like they crushed it last year, like 80%, over 85%. Yep. On the spread, yes, you're right. Favorites did crush, especially prime time to start the league, to start the year. But no, the NFL never gives out free money. Because if they did, the Commanders would have won in the damn NFC Championship game.
So we will have to see how this one plays out. But if you take a look at last year's week one and how it played out, Chiefs beat the. Remember that Chiefs-Ravens game? Wasn't it the toe tap scandal? The toe tap scandal. That ended up giving the favorite to cover. It was a 7-point win there. What were the other big ones here? The Vikings and the Giants.
Fantastic game.
I believe the Giants were 6-point underdogs to the Vikings. That was a big game that was heavily bet on. The Vikings won by 1,000. The Steelers were big favorites over the Falcons. They won by 8. The big one that probably didn't cover was that Bills game that they played the Cardinals, and it was a very scary game for the Bills. Remember, they had to come back and win that one.
Losing outright to the Patriots.
No, the Bengals had the most. Oh, you're right. That was the week one biggest shocker. But the Bengals also had a disaster first couple of weeks. Yep, including mine.
It was horrible, man.
Well,
you're right about that.
I don't even have to look that up. It's ingrained in my
damn
freaking head that game. Ramondre Stevenson said for his only good game of the year, he's going to just do it in the first game and then take off the rest of the year.
Yeah, and all the other games kind of went how you expected. Chargers beat the Raiders 22-10. 49ers beat the Jets 32-19. Lions beat the Rams 26-20 in overtime. I believe it was the Rams-Lions. Lions won that game 26-20. Then you had the Cowboys beat up on the Browns by 16. You had the Bears beat the Titans by 7.
Scored 90 points in the first 2 weeks last year.
47-10 over the Panthers was week 1. 47-10.
And then look at the next week. They dropped another like.
Let's say they did it a few weeks. Yeah.
So and JD on this show, I vividly remember you and I both saying this team is frauds. This is not going to continue. Very happy we were right about that. I haven't given any player props yet, so I do want to jump here and make sure we get those in here. So I have a same game parlay for the people here. It's coming in at a plus 1,700 odds. So listen up. Get your pen. Write what I'm saying, and let's cash this together. First leg, it's only a 3-legger. All touchdown props. Saquon Barkley to score 2 tonight. I think he finds the end zone at least twice. I think that newly revamped defensive line of the Cowboys is going to get exposed, especially in the screen game. I could see Saquon having multiple receptions in this game for some big-time yardage, and I think he gets in on at least one of those, and I think he gets in on a carry as well. Second prop is George Pickens anytime touchdown. The attention's going to be on CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens, I'm very high on this year. I think he's going to have a fantastic year, and it's going to start with his game tonight. He should be able to find the end zone at least once. And my third and final prop into this plus 1,700 SGP is Jalen Hurts to find the end zone at least once in a tush push. So yet again, the 3 legs for my same game parlay that is coming into plus 1,700 odds even. Saquon Barkley 2+ touchdowns. George Pickens anytime touchdown and Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. I'm putting $20 on it to win $340.